What's going on?
Nothing. Morning, sir.
How we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
You are slightly frozen.
Am I?
Yep. There we go. You're back.
Okay.
Sort of.
Lagging. I don't know what it is.
Of course, we can sit here and talk for a half an hour beforehand, and then once we start, it starts freezing.
Yeah, it's all good.
That's all right. I can hear you. So,
am I still frozen?
Yeah, you're like a picture show.
This damn internet, man. Pay all this money for the good internet and still sucks. Feel like
it's because you quit. Now they're mad at you.
Well, maybe. I get closer to the router. See if that works. The better?
Oh. I mean, it's getting better. You're still like a picture show currently, but you're getting there.
I'm literally at 6 inches from the router.
Yeah, I mean, I can see you. You're just going in flashes. You were right next to the camera. Now you're awkwardly standing in front of the camera. Now your head's down facing the camera. Well, welcome to the Diners Daily Special.
Yeah.
We're going to figure out some. There we go. You're back.
Good. I'm not my normal spot, so.
That's all right. I kind of like it. Gives a little different look to it.
A little bit. I guess this is where I'm at to be.
If you see behind my head, my sad attempt at a clover and a bunny rabbit on our calendar back there, it looks like a big-ass piece of broccoli.
It does look like broccoli.
Yeah, I did not do good. My bunny's a little bit better, but I draw and read at a third grade level, apparently.
That is true.
So.
That is true.
But yeah, anyway, welcome to the Diners Daily Special. I feel like we finally have the technology ironed out, so do you want to start off with our sponsors, I suppose?
Yeah, I want to thank our gold sponsors for letting us do what we do on our cool stuff. Wabash Valley Plumbing, Stitch Brands, Pappy's Barbecue, Peak Performance Gym, ML Productions, and the Wabash Valley Adult and Teen Challenge. Thank you for everything.
Rocking my ML Production shirt this morning.
You are wearing your ML Production shirt. I'm wearing the new, Diner Classy OG. Which
I need to order like 3 different shirts.
Yeah. You can get yours at shop.thedinerpod.com.
Where we have all kinds of options.
Yes. You can get a Lucky Green. You can get the St. Patty's Day shirt. If you want the St. Patty's Day shirt, you got to order it this week if you want it by St. Patty's Day. Yeah.
And if you don't order this week, it's going to be kind of useless.
Yeah.
Okay. Green OG you can wear anytime, I suppose. The leopard
is true. That's
be a little tough to rock you around.
It's just it's the alternate colors, alt colors. So
the alternate universe.
Easy there. We'll get in that rabbit hole.
I won't dive into like dimensions and universe this early in the morning.
The Sting. Did you see the Sting multiverse thing they were joking with? His sons came out dressed as other Stings.
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, and they're like, great, they've opened up the Crow multiverse. And
how'd you enjoy his last match?
Streaming
at Bleacher Report on Twitter.
Bleacher Report sucks, by the way. I ran into Northview Athletic Director Scott Buell yesterday. I said, hey, apologies for my Twitter rant. And he goes, I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, all right, good.
I didn't realize how many of them there were until I got home and I got on Twitter and I started scrolling through and it was like every third post was you yelling at Bleacher Report. And I just kept seeing them like, oh my God, I didn't know he did this. I mean, you did there was like 20 plus of them on there, I feel like.
I think there was close to 40. So
Jesus.
There was a lot.
Yeah, you were on a tyrant. But Bleacher Report did suck. And obviously we talked about it on yesterday's, but yeah.
I did almost buy Fight TV, the pay-per-view yesterday. I was like, I'm going to buy it. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'll save $50.
It was pretty sweet. That was one of the things I brought to talk about. That spot where Darby jumps off the ladder through the glass, which seemingly was very unnecessary. I'm not 100% sure what.
He does a lot of unnecessary
jumps. That was insane.
Yeah, he does a lot of unnecessary things like that. I don't know why he does it, but.
I feel like some people just have that like weird need for like that adrenaline rush. And for some people, that's like getting badly hurt. And I don't understand that. Like if someone punched me in the face, I feel like I would have a problem with it. Or if I dove off of something through glass, it would take me possibly never getting up again.
Yeah, that's not really fun for me. So
no. So here, I'll play it real quick. I actually have the spot loaded up. So we'll show some of the clips, and then we have a little bit of the aftermath. But check this out.
Perilously high. Darting! For the love of God, what have we seen?
Matthew pulled Nicholas out in the nick of time, and look at Darby's. Look at his back. Look at the cuts. Look at the blood, my God.
I mean, that was insane. Like,
Yeah.
check out his back. I pulled some of the pictures from it, too. Like, there's one of the clips from his back. And then this one was even more nasty. Oh, there it was. Sorry, I pulled it off. Come on, finger. You got this. There we go. But, like, look at that.
Yeah, I don't know why you do that.
He did say he wanted to die in Sting's last match, so maybe that was like
He was pretty darn
thing he was
close.
trying to accomplish.
He was very close.
Yeah, Sting went through glass too. I couldn't find that one to clip it, but did you see he did a little
No,
front?
I
flippy
haven't
through
watched
the
it
glass?
because Bleacher Report sucks. I've not watched it.
Bleacher Report screwed us. No, basically they set a glass table up in the corner and they did the whole like he does the front flip through the glass kind of thing, and I mean he's pretty damn old to be jumping through glass. I feel like.
Yeah, I'd say so, but
if it's your last one, I suppose just go out with a bang.
that's true. That's true. So, everybody, be sure to check out. We had a new episode drop yesterday. Luke Lancaster.
Oh, yeah.
So that was fun. Fun to talk to Luke. Get back with him. So
I have an update on our podcast.
what's that?
I spent some time yesterday, and our podcast is now not only available on Spotify and Apple, but we added to Amazon, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcast.
I didn't know those existed.
Yeah, I added them to it yesterday. So we are
Sweet.
now on all of the above. So I assume if you do not have Spotify or Apple, I would venture to guess you have Amazon Music, Google Podcast, or iHeartRadio. So any of those, our podcast is available. Look for the diner, and it'll be a picture of our dumb faces on some diner ladies.
Oh yeah. I like to look dumb, but we do have some more local topics. The mixed plate opened up this week.
Oh, have you
We'll
got
have
to
to
go in
go-
there yet?
No, I've not been in there.
I saw they had breakfast.
breakfast.
Yeah, which was exciting.
Okay. Definitely hit that up. There's also a putt-putt coming to the Hope City Center.
Really?
When I was walking through there today, I noticed in the old Victoria's Secret, putt-putt is coming.
Oh, Victoria
Yeah.
has a new secret, and there
So-
are balls.
I wonder if I can go play in my underwear.
Maybe.
Yeah. And also,
Yes.
big
I think
news,
you should get some lingerie on and go play some putt-putt.
maybe. I hope they have Husky. But there's also
They have
now
it in all
a
sizes.
opening soon. There's a pickleball venue opening in Brazil on the east side of town.
Oh, where's it at?
McKinley Hill Church. That's it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's right around there. Top spin
Oh,
pickleball. Yeah. I don't know.
Sweet. We're
I just
getting
saw a
all
sign
kinds of
for it. And I was
things.
driving by. I was like, oh, cool. So
that's
don't-
interesting.
I don't know when and I don't know how, or whatever. Yeah. But that's opening up soon.
This might be my favorite dynamic of a show because the topics we both bring are so drastically different. I cannot wait to show you a couple of mine.
God. Ready to cancel.
We're not going to get canceled.
Yeah. But
It's
then,
nothing that bad.
and then in the last local yokel section, the CYFL parent meeting was last night. I had the pleasure of filming or live streaming.
Yeah.
My phone did not die. That's good.
No. So when I did see that, and that was the first thing that I thought was, oh, I hope he charged his phone because every time I clicked on there, it was still going, and I'm like, oh, this is going for a pretty long amount of time. His phone is going to torch, but you got lucky; it made it all the way through.
I had it at 90%, and then I even brought my charger. And shout out to Kyle Neese for bringing me an extension cord. We were good, so
Good.
it held
How
up.
did it go?
I thought it went well. I mean, there's still a lot of concerns with parents, and understandably so. But I feel like this is a move in the right direction. There are some changes. They're not big changes. It sounds like there's just a lot of change. And the rumor mill, small town rumor mill, gets
Always.
blown out of proportion. But I feel like here's the way I look at it. For like the last 40 years, that organization is trying to get Northview to like get involved, and now they are. So
Yep.
let's at least give it a couple years to see what they can do.
Well, and I assume in your situation as somebody that was also a president out there, like trying to do all this in your first year is not a super easy thing because you're trying to get your bearings, you're trying to figure out, whether it be the previous administration, obviously this new group has had to take over a handful of problematic things. So not a super simple thing to just completely overhaul
right
the league overnight. So
they've got that. Like, so, they're trying to handle a merger. They're trying to handle all these other things coming in. I mean, you've got two different groups coming back together as one, but I feel like it's being handled right because they all feed into Northview at one point in time. They enter that program, and Coach Rates and Coach Forker and Coach Bradshaw are doing a heck of a job trying to make it simpatico as best they can. I mean, they're all going to run Northview playbooks, like a modified version of the Northview playbooks, Pee Wee included.
Probably a good idea.
Exactly. It's needed to happen for some time. But
so what were some of the concerns still then?
I think, well, rumor mill, but they said, it's going to be 100% travel. No, and none of this has been voted on. This was an idea that was presented from other leagues coming. They wanted to join in. There's one proposal is there's a conference. There's a west. I don't know which way. A west side and east side. I can't.
One of those directions.
But so basically, there's a big conference with two divisions, and the way it's looking, it could. This has not happened. They got to be voted on still. Like none of this. It could go back to the way it was already. You never know. But there's a division. Clay County would be in the West Division, and which would be, and they would play those divisional teams. Well, you got the four to five Clay County teams. Then you add Sullivan, Linton, and West Vigo, who they've already played. They've already been playing pretty consistently. And then I think the other add-on was Owen Valley. Little bigger drive, but what is it, 35, 40 minutes? But then they would just play that side. I think they were looking at 8 games maybe. And then you'd enter the playoffs. Everybody makes the playoffs. And then you work your way. You wouldn't play the East Division until the Super Bowl. So one team would end up playing the East side, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
But
so basically, you would be traveling about 50% of the time rather than 100.
They were looking at 4 home games and 4 away games. Like I said, this is all still speculation.
Are you playing amongst like the CYFL still also, or are you playing only against the travel?
From what I understood, I think it's going to be mainly Clay County versus others, the other divisional rivals. Now that may not say that if there's a bye week or a different
to play devil's advocate there. Is that part of why people are getting that up in arms concerned? Because I mean I kind of get that because again with you're basically changing it to a conference travel organization kind of thing rather than a rec league. So I can understand why
and I get it too, and that's where like me being a traditionalist and this, like I like the old way, but it's also like we've seen there's been problems with the old way, so it's like. But my main concern was, and I brought it up when they asked about it in the coaches' side, is everybody playing? That's the main thing. Is everybody getting the same playing time?
So again, to play devil's advocate there, what if you run into these teams where obviously some of them are going to be larger communities, some of them are smaller communities. What if you run into these leagues that only have, say, 1 or 2 teams or they're just taking like their best of the best kind of thing? So then we run into where we're running into this equal playing time type thing and then getting ran over by these travel teams kind of thing. Is that something that they
because with basically with all these other organizations, they're all there's like a conference directors that are over top of everything, so everybody has to follow the same rules and all of that. So it's unanimous across the board, and they will. So nobody now will people I don't know. I don't know these other teams. Will they try something? I don't know. But I've also witnessed it in our own league where people try shit. So
Yeah, true.
It's kind of on the honor system, but it's also a more unanimous thing. But
personally, I wish they would do some sort of hybrid where
Mhm.
same way they've always done it in the past, but if you're basically, it sounds like they're doing that, but you could almost just up the schedule by a week or two to mix
Mhm.
in these, 4 to 6 games that then you're only traveling 3 to 4 times, but you're also getting the games in against
right.
these, because that's another part of kind of building this league
Yeah.
up, I feel like, is you give them that competition with each other, because if you're building these competitive, good, even teams, you kind of breed that competition amongst each other. They're getting
Mhm.
comfortable with each other. Obviously, playing with each other against these other schools is important as well, because then they get that experience going into the middle school, going into the high school. But I don't know. Obviously, just playing devil's advocate and asking
Right.
questions,
And
because I assume there's a lot of people that have the same questions.
There's still a lot of and nothing's been decided, set in stone yet either. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's still a lot of speculation. There's questions, but I'm like, this is their first year doing this, so I mean, they're going to try. They're going to see at the end of the year, reevaluate what works, what doesn't, and then go from there. But I'm just at the same time, I'm like, well, maybe, because I mean, everybody's going to be Knights. So to me, I'm sitting here in my head, I'm like, I wouldn't want to play the Knights every week. That would be awful. But I see both sides of it, and I'm sitting here trying to look at everything on everything. But
Yeah,
I guess,
and obviously I don't care either way. I just I would be
I don't
devil's
get
advocate
it,
and kind of ask some of the questions as
Oh,
they
absolutely.
came up in my head, because I watched bits and pieces of it, but we were kind of in and out last night, so I didn't get a chance to sit down and watch the whole thing. So I thought maybe that would kind of help if I asked some of the questions that I was thinking of. Maybe that would help kind of if anybody watches this, address kind of what they were thinking too.
Yeah, and it's still early. Like, I've had people reach out, what's the cost going to be? I don't know. Like, none of this there's not been, that was just brought up 2 days ago, and I don't know.
And again, at the end of the day, it should be about these kids' development. It shouldn't be about anything other than these kids having a good time and developing. And I think that's where my comment about both, like some sort of hybrid, because you kind of lose that innocence aspect of just kind of playing at your home field with like these teams that kind of deal. Then every game becomes this little more intense of a situation. And again, it's good to have both of those. I don't think either one's more important, but I definitely think having both mindsets and letting these kids again kind of get back to letting them play the sports and letting them have fun, because obviously we've talked about this on the podcast, on our youth show, not super in depth, but I mean, obviously parents are not an easy portion of youth sports anymore, and this is being said by someone who was one of those parents. So it's I pulled up that graphic. I was going to pull it up and put it on here, but Jamal Crawford, I think Brady Shoemaker was the one I saw shared it, but I had it on here to put up, but you can't really read it. But basically the gist was that he's went around to a bunch of AAU tournaments across the nation. I don't know if he's reffing or whatever it is, but basically just he did a whole big post about how sickening it is that parents do this stuff to these kids and how they're the majority of the problem. And again, in baseball, I was that guy. I was whatever. I got frustrated. I could tell my kid wasn't given the effort that he should be. I could see that the team was going to pass him by, and come to find out, he just really didn't like the sport. Whether that was because he ended up not liking it or because I was so hard on him, either way, my ego was a big portion of why he stopped playing baseball. And that was a hard thing to swallow. And I hope more people realize that and can take the step back, because it's an eye-opening experience whenever you move from one sport to the other and you dial that back and you watch everyone else do the things that you used to do all the time. And it's like, oh my God, I was that person. And it makes me sick to my stomach watching it now. And obviously I had to coach basketball this year. I got to watch it in football, but let these kids play. It's one thing to be there, to be the support system, to cheer, to have fun, but it shouldn't be this stressful, anxiety-ridden thing where, like we talked about on the youth show, where referees are crying in the bathroom after the games, or like these leagues are disbanding and separating because people can't get along. And it's not the kids that can't get along, it's the freaking adults. And it's crazy. It's crazy that Forker has to come in and do this shit because a bunch of grown babies can't get their shit together.
Mhm.
And it's tough. And I hope people start seeing that and letting these kids just play the sports that they want to play. Let them be kids. Let them have fun. They only get to be kids one time, and they only get to do this shit one time. Let them enjoy it. There's no reason in putting such unnecessary freaking stress on these kids, because everyone has this thought that, oh, my kid's the next LeBron, my kid's the next Mike Trout. Like, the odds of that are 0.001%. The odds of you letting your kid enjoy being a kid and having fun playing a sport, that can be 100%. And then they get the same thing, but they're not stressed the fuck out all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry, went on a little tyrant there.
No, it's okay. It's okay. And I just, like, back to that, I mean, I feel like let's give it a chance before we shoot it down.
Yeah.
You know, I've experienced some things like that where you don't give them a chance. You're like, nope, that's wrong. We're moving on. Give them a chance. And I've heard some people, well, we'll go play somewhere else. Oh, that's fine. Do what's best for you. But also at the same time, you complained about you don't want to travel 4 games. You go play in Terre Haute.
You're traveling every day for games.
You're traveling to Terre Haute for practices. You're traveling to Terre Haute for games, or wherever they're playing. Or you want to go wherever you want to go. You're going to have to travel a little bit beyond, like, just so to practice. Like, do you want to? I'd rather travel 1 day a week than 4 or 5. But I'm not telling you. That's
the ego. That's that ego creeping in, and it's the same thing that happened when the league was fractured. It's I'm going to take my ball and go home because I don't get my way, or my kid didn't get picked for this or that, and now I'm going to go to the other side so I can get my way, and my kid doesn't have to experience failure. My kid didn't make the All-Stars. I promise I didn't go to the board and say, hey, how come my kid didn't make the All-Stars? No, my kid's only played football for 2 years, and I'm well aware that he has to work, and I will tell him that, hey, do you want to make the team? Well, yeah, okay, cool. Then you better go work your ass off. You better put in the work in the off season if you want to get in the gym, but I'm also not going to make him do it. If he comes to me and says, hey, Dad, I want to go to the gym with you. Awesome, man, let's go. Then we'll start working. If he wants to go out and play catch, if he wants to go out and run drills, whatever, but I'll ask him. And if he says no, cool. But I'm not going to force you to do something. Either you have the drive to do it or you don't. I'll help push you along. But I did that with baseball, where it was like pulling teeth to get him to go practice. And it ruined it for him, because I was pushing him. I was trying to get him to understand, hey, man, the game's going to pass you by. And we were fighting about it on a consistent basis. I mean, we'd be out in the field for 10 minutes hitting ground balls, and we'd be already at each other, where he's yelling at me, not listening, whatever it was. And I'd lose my shit and get mad. And it was like, what am I doing? Like, this is so silly. So now I take a completely different approach with it. It's, if he wants to do it, great. If he doesn't, then he's going to learn a lesson this year when he gets his ass ran over. And it is what it is. It doesn't affect anything other than him learning a lesson.
Well, that's what I'm looking forward to being involved again. Taking that year off was what I needed, because I got to step back and see where I made mistakes, where I was at fault on things, you know. So I'm looking forward to that. Plus, the load's a lot less. So props to Forker. You got to good luck. But I'll help where I can. But I mean, it's going to be, and that's where
people complain no matter what.
Exactly. And that's where I keep going back. Give this a chance before you say I'm out. Absolutely. If you want to do that, great, go for it. I wish you the best. But a lot of guys have been trying to get Northview involved, and now that Northview's involved, at least give them a chance to do what they need to do. And that's all I'll get off my soapbox on that. But that's all I got for the local yokel section.
You went on a way less soapbox than I did.
Well, I'm trying to be in the middle of the road here, because I still I'm a traditional guy. I like that rec league stuff, but I also see, I'm also seeing the rec league's kind of dying.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, give it a shot. I'm trying to be, more.
Yeah. And again, I think there's a way they can do both. I think especially with the school being behind it, I think there's a way they can make both work, and it'll kind of further progress. And then if next year they get different ideas and want to work it in, but I mean, I think it's going to be tough going full bore into a like travel system when I feel like that was the exact, like the opposite approach of what they were going for originally, or that was the gist that I don't know. It almost, I feel like that was kind of the reason it fractured in the first place, was because there was such a divide on the going full bore into the conference stuff and that kind of deal. It wasn't that kind of the gist of the original divide.
No, the original divide was the adults running it, myself
well,
were not willing to work together. And then when shit hit the fan, a lack of communication, like I said, I'm at fault too. I will take that on the chin. I was part of the problem. So that's where, but now the lines of communication are back open, and everybody's trying to work together that's involved,
Yeah.
But will it be perfect? Absolutely not. I've not seen Jesus Christ in the locker room yet. So
nope. I see him. He's right back there on a poster.
Yeah, he's right there hanging out. But I'm just like, we got to work together. Put the past is the past. You can't, whatever happened in the past, fuck it, move on. Sorry, I'm going to get flagged on that one.
No,
but
I think I've dropped the fuck bomb a couple times already, so it's okay. I think we'll be all right.
We got to move past that and do what's best for all the kids. And everybody develops differently. And just I'm not coaching. I'm going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
I was at the coaches meeting to take pictures and to document. I'm not coaching. Like, I'm done. So
well, and I will, like, I did hear Forker say that on the live thing, that their goal is as Northview, they want to see 100 kids on the sidelines. Like, they want those options, they want that depth, and obviously that makes a big difference in keeping kids wanting to play the sport, keeping kids having fun. That's the key. That's if they're not having fun. I mean, we all know what happens once puberty hits. You start finding girls and other things that occupy your brain and your time, and they no longer give a shit about sports and everything else. But if you make it fun and enjoyable, then they keep that want for a longer time. That's, again, why you see these senior classes, they keep getting fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer, because these travel organizations, like, I mean, we talked about that with baseball and softball. These travel organizations are killing it. And then you wonder why you only have 12 kids sign up in general for the sport, or you run out of kids and you have 3 seniors showing up and it's like, well, what happened? Why do we keep? Well, because you've turned it into an elitist sport where if you have the money, you can go play travel. If you play rec league, it's a detriment to your kid. Like, that's the problem. That eliminates so many kids, and you're basically putting all your eggs in a small selected group of kids basket and hoping that they don't find other sports, girls, other hobbies, other interests, or just flat out get burnt out and say, I don't care anymore. I don't want to do that because I've spent from the moment I was 6 until 16 spending every waking moment playing the sport. And they get no time to be kids or to do their thing. And then they're like, hey, guess what? Screw this. I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore. And then you start seeing them drop off one after another. And it's like, yeah, that's pretty much what happens.
Yeah. No. But yeah, we can move on. We can move on to the local yokel section, because we've already been 25 minutes on this.
I know. And we went down a little rabbit hole with that one. I don't have a whole heck of a lot.
It needed to be talked about.
Yeah, it's important. It's something that I feel like a lot of adults, I suppose, kind of need that reality check, that ego check. It's not easy. It's a tough thing to have that conversation with your kid and have to apologize with tears in your eyes that you apologize for being an asshole for most of their like childhood playing a sport. That is not a fun experience. So again,
oh man, it's raining outside. Here's your Red Velvet weather report. It's freaking raining.
It's raining. Good job, weather by Red Velvet. At least it's 60 degrees.
Load trailers in the rain.
That sucks. That's not going to be fun. Well, you want to talk about no fun? NCAA banned bat flips.
What?
Yeah. These, like, and I feel like in certain scenarios, there is definitely a cockiness factor to it. But if you hit a walk-off fucking bomb, let them bat flip it. Like, that's one of the, like...
Oh, you said bat... I thought you said back flips.
No, bat flips. Like,
oh. I was like, a safety hazard. I could see that. Oh, bat come
flip.
on.
Yeah, they can't even flip the bat, or they get... I don't know if it's an out, or I have no idea what but the NCAA has banned bat flips.
Oh.
No
well,
fun.
Speaking of the NCAA, I don't know, I saw this on Twitter. Texas quarterback Arch Manning's nephew of Peyton and Eli, he has opted out of NCAA college football 25.
He said he wanted to focus on football. What the fuck does him being in the game have to do with him focusing on football?
Well, I don't know. I also saw that another report that he didn't want an NIL deal until he was a starter. But in the same token, everybody's got that right. But me being me, I'll take the $600 and a free copy of the game.
Well, because then you're in the game forever. Like,
and now with that rule, nobody can create Arch Manning. Like, they will axe it. Because you can't create opted out players, and that everybody's got their own opinion. But I remember being a kid, you like playing in a video game. That's the coolest thing ever. But I'm not a man.
Do you think it's really that, or do you think it's because it was they look at it as a slap in the face for $600? Because I always wondered how like the high profile ones would look at it, and like these kids like that Caleb Williams, no chance he would have taken $600 to be in that game. He would have tried to negotiate, and obviously they're doing it because there's too many damn kids to pay, and they're like, well, shit, we can't pay everyone.
There's 134 teams with about 80 people on each team. That's a lot of money.
So they looked at it as, hey, let's just do $600. We can cover the whole thing. It's a blanket. You at least get something for it. We can put your name on the game. I mean, and I get it. Like, for some of these kids with these NIL deals, they're making more than some of the pros right now. So who gives a shit about $600? But it's one of those things that you kind of learn about their character and who they are as people, I suppose.
Yeah. So I don't know. Cool. If he don't want to be in it, that's cool. But I'm still going to play it, whether he's in it or not.
Well, while we're on the sports, did you see the Broncos went ahead and just said, screw the $85 million?
Yeah.
That's insane. Talk about it. An $85 million whoopsie.
Well, that's about like Brock Osweiler.
Yeah. Yeah, but you would think, like, because so they not only did they, so I'm talking about Russell Wilson with the Broncos. Basically, they released him. Yeah, was it yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
They released him, and they took an $85 million hit, and they gave up what, like 5 or 6 picks for him also?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty, Jesus. How did that guy keep his job?
Well, he did not perform well, I can tell you that. So.
No. You know who else did not perform well?
Who?
Did you see Nick Swartzen got taken off a stage?
No.
Dude, it was pretty rough. They said he was either too drunk or too high, one of the two or both. And he just got on stage and like started rambling. So then they shut his light off and the crowd starts recording it. And like people are just kind of talking and they're like, what is going on? And then somebody finally walks out and just basically gets him off a stage.
Oh my.
The guy comes on. He's like, hey, just for Nick and for purposes of the show and for everything going on, we saw it best to get Nick off a stage and go through the box office to get your refund kind of thing. But he was extremely fucked up and was just like on stage incoherently rambling about nothing. And people were just like, well, this is wild. Like, what is going on?
Wow. I didn't. Yeah. That didn't make the Twitter.
Nope. It made mine. I don't remember where I saw it at. I think he was trending or something. That's where most of this crap came from this morning. But
that's crazy.
Yeah. I almost pulled the video of it too, but I couldn't get it to save and load. So I was like, yeah, I'll find it later. And I never did. So here we are. Did you see it's official? Jason Kelce has retired. Oh, did he? I thought he already made that official. Is that why he was trending today?
Yeah, that's why he's trending, because he announced it and gave a heartfelt speech and all that about him and his brother and his wife and all that. You know what? I've grown to like that guy. He's
I
been.
didn't realize he was a walk-on at Cincinnati.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I saw
So,
that picture yesterday. He was a
He went
walk-on
from
at
walk on to
Cincinnati.
D1. I think they're ACC D1 lineman, and then made it all the way to a 6-time All-Pro, first team All-Pro with that.
See, never give up on your dreams. Like we were just talking about that, how kids develop at a different time. This dude was a walk-on for Cincinnati, and now is one of the most like popular centers ever.
Yeah. Well, and
Right.
did you know he basically saved his brother at Cincinnati?
No, I didn't know that.
Jason, Travis, he got in trouble and got kicked off the team basically, and Jason stepped in and was like, "Hey, he basically put his reputation on it, and Travis had to move in with Jason, and then luckily it worked out, and here we are.
That's amazing. Well, good
So,
for them.
and
At
that's
least it was a
that's where Jason Kelsey's just a good human being,
yeah.
to risk your own, reputation on your brother who might be a moron sometimes, especially because that was Travis's freshman year, and Jason was like a junior, senior. I don't know the age difference, but he was an upperclassman, and it's like you're really risking your neck for your brother who's already gone.
Yeah, good dude though. He seems like he's just a good old boy.
Dude, he's entertaining. That's why I call myself the generic Jason Kelsey.
No, you're just the new age Jason Kelsey. Don't
There we
undercut
go.
yourself.
The new age outlaws. No, I'm just joking.
So not to go back to wrestling again, but I forgot to ask you that when we were talking about it. Did you see that they talked about Sting last night on Raw?
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that clip. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
I know.
That's a big step.
Cody threw him a shot too. He said,
Oh, he did?
He said that one's going to sting a little bit or something. He tried to fit it in his promo, but Cole and Pat just
they went like, congrats to Sting
Sting
on your final match. Thank you for all the memories. This, that, and the other.
Good. It seems like they've legitimately opened up the reins and they're letting them do whatever they want. They're letting them have fun again. I watched all 3 hours of Raw last night, and not only was I having fun watching it, but my wife was having fun watching it. She was laughing and having a good time, and she's like, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. She's like, I had a lot of fun watching this.
Let me guess. Did your wife start dying laughing when Seth Rollins said diarrhea Dwayne?
No.
What?
That one kind of she was like, what? What is that? He definitely went very corny with that one. It was pretty good, but he went very, very corny with that.
I thought it was quite funny. I haven't watched it yet. I just saw it trending because I'm poor and don't have live TV. So
yeah.
So I'll watch it
YouTube
this afternoon.
TV. It's not terrible.
Yeah. Well, I'm only paying $8 a month. I went from $87 a month to $8. I'll take it.
That's not bad. Well, the reason I brought it up was, did you see Michael Cole and his antlers?
The headdress?
Yes.
Yes.
I pulled that one up too. I had that on my thing. Dude, I was dying. Pat was losing his shit. But did you hear how loud he popped when they came out and she had the antlers on?
He's like a big Viking fan or something.
Yeah, he lost his shit. So then he kept that on the whole time, and Pat kept making jokes about it, about how Cole got so excited he exploded all over himself. And Cole was like, I don't think you can say that on TV, Pat.
Oh boy.
But yeah, it was super entertaining. You can tell they just are letting them kind of do their thing and have fun, and it was a really good time to watch last night, I felt like.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it. I'm going to try to watch Dynamite. I'm just excited to watch. I love wrestling.
Yeah, and I feel like it's the best time for wrestling right now. Not only is AEW and TNA, WWE are all doing well, OVW came back, NWA, that GCW. Obviously, the one we've been doing, Signal 10, has been a freaking blast.
Yes, definitely come to the May 18th show, Roadblock. You will, for a local promotion, they are doing a bang-up job. Kyle's doing fantastic, wonderful things, and I can't thank him enough for what he's done with us. It's been so much fun learning to set up the ring, set up the stage, commentating, ring announcing. We've been doing a lot of stuff, different things, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, if you get a chance, we posted it last night, but he's put out the main event with our commentary attached to it. We definitely have to get some new lapel mics, by the way.
Yeah, we'll get some.
Because that was muffled as hell. Other than that, it was awesome. but it was definitely.
Maybe we'll buy some with our new commentating check.
Yeah, our commentating. We got an envelope of cash.
Oh, cash!
Yeah,
Money, baby.
cash. So, yeah, luckily we've got a little bit of funding currently, so we can upgrade a couple things and hopefully have a little bit better setup for next time. Which obviously we've been doing a bunch of those lapel mics anyway, so
yeah. Well, you know what?
Occasions.
On a $30 gamble, that paid off pretty well for what we needed.
Yeah,
for.
They have definitely gotten their $30 worth for sure.
But now it's time to get big boy lapel mics. So.
Yeah, we'll have to get some like real shit and be all professional and mic'd up.
Well, maybe we should have been investing money. I don't know if you saw, but Bitcoin is $67,000 a coin now.
Holy shit! Did you see that? What was the other one? The Oscar that was trending this morning.
I haven't seen that one.
It was some. I don't know. It went up like 21 from nothing to like 21 or something. I don't know. I don't understand stocks at all.
Well, that's crypto. It's not stocks. It's more volatile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But, dude, I wish I wouldn't have sold my Bitcoin back in 2018.
Well, yeah.
I didn't have a Bitcoin. I had a fraction. But
still, though, that fraction would have been worth a shitload now.
Yeah. Now, Shiba coin, buddy, that's been taken off. That's not even a penny yet. It's still 100,000. I don't know. But my $100 investment or my $100 gamble is doing very well.
Hell yeah.
So,
that stuff's like learning Japanese to me. It makes absolutely no sense. It might as well just be a bunch of random symbols.
That's kind of what it is. A bunch of random symbols.
Just
basically was Shiba coin. No, Doge. Doge was a good gamble too.
Oh yeah.
That was the one based on the guy's dog, the creator's dog.
Is that really why you named it that?
Yeah. Like the symbol is a legit dog, like their little ticker thing. So I don't know. It's fun, but yeah. We'll get some lapel mics. Definitely go check out Signal 10 Wrestling, May 18th, Roadblock.
With your new champion, Logan Myers.
We'll face Mr. International, Jake Coleman.
That'll be a fun one.
It will be a lot of fun.
I'm excited to see what all Kyle does for this next one.
It's going to go all out, I think, baby.
And if you didn't know, Pappy's did the concession stand, and I'm assuming they'll do the next one. I have no idea, but if they do it again, definitely go, because I didn't get to eat, but from what I saw, they had all kinds. They had like a full menu.
Yeah, I didn't get to eat it either, and they left before I could get some.
We were slightly busy.
We were busy tearing stuff down, but
building it, tearing it down.
But be sure Wednesday. Is today Wednesday or Tuesday? I don't know what day.
Today's Tuesday, so tomorrow, Wednesday.
Tomorrow, Pappy's Barbecue, all you can eat wings. I'm not going to I'm not going to say the price because I don't remember, but.
I think it was $14.99, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
That being said, tonight's Kids Eat Free, I believe.
With a purchase of adult meal.
Yep, there you go. Good way to add that in there so they didn't just drop their kids off to go eat like a daycare.
Yeah, you have to really do that or that would literally happen.
Yeah, I can
and they'd
see
be
that.
mad. The parents would be mad. But why did my kid eat free? You have to buy something too, dang it. Come on now.
No, just like with us, we have to map everything out with crayons and hope for the best.
Basically.
So, obviously, we've kind of went way longer than I thought we were going to, but I had one more for you. I want to show you these pictures. So, this guy posts a lot of pictures of him and his family, and it went viral on Twitter over the last couple of days. So, I got some pictures to show you. So, here's a picture of him and his girlfriend.
Okay. What? Are they dolls?
They are. They are rag dolls.
Okay.
Basically, he has a full ragdoll family, and he posts like pictures and videos documenting their life. It's kind of sad. The gist that I got was that his family passed away in a car accident, and that's like his way to mourn them, I guess.
Coping mechanism or something?
Yeah, he just recreated them all in ragdoll fashion. And like they've even continued having kids.
I don't think in that way. I think he just bought new ones.
Yeah, he made ragdoll children. They even had a video where a ragdoll doctor came in and delivered the baby.
Does he do this all by himself, or does he have help?
I'm not sure. It seems as if, and then he said that if he didn't have the ragdolls, he would be 10 times more alone than what he is now. It's like, I mean, to each their own, but I feel bad for this poor guy.
Hope he doesn't get yelled at like I do.
He posted a video. Well, we got divorced. She left me. She packed up. She took the kids and left.
I couldn't take it anymore. There was no there's a one-way communication.
Yeah, felt like it was a real one-sided relationship. We weren't
Yeah.
communicating at all. But I guess this is way out though. If he ever does want to end it, he just says, "Well, she packed up the kids and left."
Yeah, she left via FedEx. I don't know what happened to her. But you know what? At the end, I hope that guy, if that helps him get through life,
Yeah,
more power to him.
I hope the poor guy finds some real people to like help him and like figure. That's very, very sad to see.
Yeah,
Like someone living with a ragdoll family. It's even sadder that he's like documenting it on YouTube and such. It seems like that because I mean clearly that's like a pretty extreme case of depression, mental illness. I guess I would assume. I'm not a doctor by any stretch of the imagination, but you would venture to guess that that's some sort of problem.
yeah, but he's gone viral.
True. So
he did what he had to do.
Going for.
Now he's going to probably meet real people.
I hope.
But
so.
You know what? Do you really want to meet real people?
Sometimes not.
We've met a lot of cool real people.
We have.
I have a lot of imaginary friends too.
But you meet a lot of asshole real people also.
That is true. That is true.
So it's just right. That gamble.
You are right there, buddy. But,
so, well, do we want to wrap this up? I feel like we have went way long and you got shit to do.
Yeah. Well, I was doing dishes and laundry. That's why I kept moving, you know.
That's all right. That's the nice thing about this. You can kind of do it doing whatever the hell you're doing. So
yeah, that's why I have my little tripod and I wander around.
Yeah, you can just sit and shoot the shit about all kinds of randomness.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll wrap her up for the mirror throws me off. But once again, thank you to the gold sponsors. Wabash Valley Plumbing, Stitched, Pappy's Barbecue, ML Productions, Wabash Valley Adult and Teen Challenge, and Peak Performance Gym.
Nailed it.
Well, I got out of line there. Once you popped it up, I started reading and I jumped and I'm like, oh.
I was trying to get it up quicker. I couldn't get for some reason, this button, sometimes it's super sensitive. Other times I have to like punch the damn thing to get it to work. So yeah. I usually try to like subtly do it so you can't see me on the camera. Like I'm constantly moving. So yeah.
Well, I'm going to go. My dad's here. My dad's here to pick me up.
All right. So. Well, have a good day at work.
All right. Later.
Bye.
Bye.